What is up, YouTube, all my beautiful peeps? So, 3 signs that you are trigger happy. What does trigger happy mean? It's an addiction to problem solving. It is a trigger, like needing triggers in your life to feel as though you are needed or acknowledged, or that you have something to solve. Like, that is what your life revolves around. So these are 3 signs. Having what you have, and instead of being grateful for what you have done or what you have in your life, and constantly focusing on what is wrong. So a flawed focus is the definition of this is in my world. So constantly looking at the flaws in the world and something that you need to fix, the fixer, the people pleaser, things of that nature. When things are going great, you're still focused on what you need to do to prevent things from not going so great. So the worry case scenario, instead of enjoying what's good, you are like attached to that moment of it feeling good, and you say things like, things are going too great, something's gonna happen. You know, those beliefs that come to surface in those times really kind of show us, where we are mentally with that, and what beliefs that we are attaching to, and why it is that we're constantly viewing the worst case scenario, or things are just too great right now. We're having a hard time even enjoying that greatness, because your focus is outside of that. Is there nothing outside that needs to be solved? So if there's nothing outside that needs to be solved, then you tend to want to solve other people's things. Like I said, that people pleaser kicks in. And you begin to take on other people's problems to solve, avoiding the grateful feeling of stillness. So this unconscious need to fill a trigger, this unconscious need to solve a trigger, or to fix the world, or to fix yourself, or to fix others. The solution for this, and they're very, very quick solutions. 1 is breath work, getting back with the present. 2 is gratitude shift. I really, really love the gratitude shift. It's actually something that I play out every single day, and especially in my relationships. But with my relationship with myself and my relationship outside of my relationships outside of myself, one of the questions that I always ask is, what was your favorite part of the day? And the reason that I began to do that was because I wanted that to be where the focus was. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the complaints of the day, rather than the focuses of the greatness in the day. And so when we can shift our operation into finding the joy and the gratitude in the day, then we can actually shift that within ourselves as well. Taking time, self-time, self-care. I know that in our world, it has been such a manipulated belief that if you are taking self-care or taking care of yourself and having self-love, self-acknowledgement, self-esteem, that is this egotistical there's been this push and pull of that. But being able to take care of yourself gives you the ability to be able to take care of others outside of yourself, and to, be present with them in those moments. So are you being present with yourself? Are you taking that self-care to be present with yourself? So you can have an idea of how to do that with others. Are you taking that time for stillness to reflect on your day and some of the things that have happened in that day, what triggered you that day, and why did that trigger you, and being able to reflect on that rather than project it out as an attack, rather than a reflection, to really get to the bottom of that. Grounding, being able to find some stillness, grounding, hanging with nature, reading a book. There's so many things that self-care could be: going to get your nails done, whatever it is that you really, truly enjoy. Journaling, one of my favorites. So yeah, being able to find that present moment, being able to find gratitude, and being able to take some self-care time. And then being able to know when you do start to take that self-care time, because I know for the longest time I would feel guilty for that, because it was such a disconnection that I had there. And so what you'll notice is when you do start to take that self-care time, and you notice your situation after that, and how the difference it does really help to make that big shift in taking our self-care and filling our cup so that we can overflow with to the people that we love. So in conclusion, in a world where we've grown up to be everyday, all day problem solvers, let's loosen up a bit, yo. Like, for real. It's not all about problem solving, and I mean, within ourselves, let's take care of what we got going on and what our triggers are, why those emotions are present. And being able to get really in touch with our bodies so that we can understand our emotional, energetic being and body. But let loose a little bit. And it's not all about problem solving. We don't have to be problem solving for 16 hours a day and then sleeping. That's the only rest that we get. There's stillness and there is doing. And so being able to balance those two things out. And just be grateful for what we have. Yo, like, we have some amazing people around us. I got my beautiful babies. And, you know, being grateful for where I'm at. And I mean, I went through some really, really tough situations that lost a lot of things, like in the physical realm. But we're okay. We're okay because I've got my beautiful babes. We, have a roof over our head right now. I'm rebuilding. I went through the recovery process, and now I'm building into the next steps of my career. So I just really wanted to share this because being trigger happy has become a part of the everyday environment, and it does not have to be that way. So yes, 3 signs that you are trigger happy and trigger addicted into the problem solving everyday, all day way of life. And there is a much more peaceful way. We can definitely shift our flawed focus into seeing the beauty in the situation, or focusing on what's right in that situation. And if we are focusing on, if we do get to a point where we see something that's wrong, then being able to observe that and make the adjustments to that so that we can see the beauty in the moments. The other thing is things being grateful. So like, when in the moment, if it's feeling really, really good, let it feel really, really good, and really, really connect with that feeling, especially if that isn't a feeling that you invite so much. You just assume that you're feeling great and something else is gonna happen. So just really tapping into that feeling in that moment, and really, really enjoying that moment, and asking and welcoming that feeling more often than the something's got to go wrong because things are doing so good. Well, enjoy the things doing great, and then there's this understanding of the waves that do come in. And like I said, I went through a huge wave of things swooping in, and I can still focus on the greatness that I have around me, within me, and my environment. And then unconscious need to fill those triggers. So if you have come from a life of trigger, and you don't have any triggers currently in your life, and so you are like helping everyone else solve their problems, well, now if there's a trigger that does come up in your world, then you're even more overwhelmed. And so being able to find that stillness in the presence, those deep breaths. I have breath work that I actually love to teach, and the gratitude shift, being able to find the gratitude in that. And self-care, like having a routine where you are taking that time for your self-care, and so that you can really feel the greatness of not being triggered. all the time, like not being triggered, and so that you can have an idea of what kind of shift it is that you want to make in your life. So again, in conclusion, in a world where we've been taught to be problem solvers all day, every day, let's take a break from that and let loose a little bit and see what it is that we can shift in that balance so that we can enjoy and see the greatnesses in the world and in our life and the things that we do have so that we can welcome more of that. Much love, guys. Many, many blessings. And until we meet again.